Alrighty, we have a multiple choice question. We need to select two correct answers this time. Option A says the IAM policy attached to the principal allows put object on the bucket without any tag based conditions. IAM policy with unconditional put object allows uploads bypassing tag match checks. Let's keep this. We'll move to B now. B says the IAM policy attached to the principal includes an explicit allow that bypasses the tag condition. Explicit allow in IAM doesn't override a resource policy condition mismatch. It's incorrect. If you want the PDF version including the keyword tricks, please enroll in Diamond membership or above by clicking the join button. Please select the Diamond tab there, then proceed with it. And after you're done enrolling in membership, please do connect with me on LinkedIn at the rate of Cloud Guru Amit or Instagram at the rate of Amit Physique. I'll be happy to help you with the hands-on files as well as the PDF files. Now let's move to option C. C says the S3 bucket policy lacks a deny statement for mismatched tag values. Without deny statements for incorrect tag matches, the bucket policy allows upload if IAM conditions are met. Let's keep this. We'll move to option D. D says the S3 bucket policy is unable to authorize actions for the principal. Resource policies can allow actions. Inability to authorize is not the root cause here. We'll delete it. Lock option E and C as the right answers. Let's bring the head to the snow. We'll first look at option E. Option E, if we look, traffic mirroring captures packet level data but lacks DNS level context and incurs high overhead. Incorrect. We'll move to option B. Option B, if you look, VPC flow logs track connection level metadata but doesn't include DNS query names or resolver details. Wrong choice. We'll move to option C. If you look at option C, Route 53 resolver query logging captures both DNS names and source IPs, which are natively queryable via CloudWatch logs. We'll keep it. Now let's move to D. Option D, if we look, a resolver rule updates do not enable DNS logging. Athena can analyze logs, but DNS query data won't be captured by this method alone. We'll eliminate it. We'll lock option C as the right answer. Alrighty, this looks to be interesting. We'll first look at option A. If you look at option A, storing credentials in EC2 user data increases exposure. Lambda rotation adds maintenance burden as well. So this cannot keep the management overhead low. This will instead keep the high, therefore incorrect. Let's now move to option B. Option B, if we look, third-party encryption and cloud HSM adds complexity and cost without reducing overhead. Wrong answer. We'll move to now option C. Option C, if we look, secrets manager offer automatic rotation with minimal ops overhead, that is operation overhead, and integrates cleanly with RDS. Let's keep it. We'll move to now option D. Option D, if you look, parameter store lacks built-in rotation for database credentials and cloud SHM setup adds complexity or overhead. Incorrect. We'll lock option C as the right answer. Okay, this is again multiple choice question. We need to select two correct answers. Option A, if we look, says power off the EC2 instance, detach its root EBS volume and create a new key pair for future access. Stopping the instance and detaching the root volume allows safe modification of SSH access. Let's keep this. We'll move to B. If you look at option B, detaching the root volume from a running instance risks data corruption and is unsupported. Incorrect. Let's move to option C. Option C, if you look, updating the authorized keys file with a new public key enables SSH access using the key pair. Let's keep it. Now let's move to option D. If you look at option D, the authorized keys file accepts public keys, not private keys. We'll eliminate it. We'll lock option E and C as the right answers. Alright, now let's look at this question. We'll first look at option A. Option A, if we look, Macy performs data classification but doesn't support time deletion policies. Incorrect. Now option B looks good because we know in S3 whenever there is a time mentioned for the objects to keep, S3 lifecycle is the thing what we should use, because S3 lifecycle rules are purpose built to auto expire objects based on each condition. So we have the time here, that is the each condition, 48 hours. So looks good. This will come under S3 lifecycle. We'll keep this. We'll move to now option C. Option C, if we look, lambda deletion via event bridge adds unnecessary operational overhead to a time based requirement. What we have, that is 48 hours in the question, right? So this is out. Now let's move to option D. Option D says assign the S3 intelligent tiering storage class. Intelligent tiering supports cost optimization but doesn't trigger expiration at a fixed age interval like 48 hours. So therefore wrong answer. We'll lock option B as the right choice. Okay, let's now look at this question. Option A says set object level permissions in S3 bucket so that only the CloudFront distribution can retrieve the files. Object level permissions do not restrict public access unless enforced by a bucket policy tied to CloudFront. So this is incorrect. Now let's move to option B. Option B says origin access control, that is OAC. OAC enables secure access from CloudFront to S3 and supports signed request with enforced bucket policies. We'll keep it. Now let's move to C. Option C, if you look, CloudFront cannot assume IAM roles. Access should be controlled via origin access mechanism. So what that is option B, right? So for now, let's reject option C. We'll now move to D. Option D, if you look, S3 bucket policies require service principal identifiers, not distribution IDs for access control. This is just a distractor. We'll reject it. Unlock option B as the right answer. Alright, now let's look at this question. Option A, if you look, audit manager supports manual uploads and automated AWS evidence collection for unified compliance reporting. We'll keep it because that's what is the requirement. Option B uses AWS config. So AWS config evaluates resource compliance but doesn't support manual evidence uploads or report generation across hybrid environments. Incorrect choice. Now let's move to option C. Option C says enable a security standard in AWS Security Hub. Security Hub aggregates findings but lacks structured assessment workflows or manual evidence integration. Wrong choice. Let's move to option D. If you look at option D, CloudWatch dashboards visualize metrics but doesn't support compliance evidence management or reporting. We'll delete it. We'll lock option E as the right answer. Alright, now let's look at this question. We'll first look at option A. Option A, if we look, application load balancer with Cognito enables external authentication without modifying the legacy app. We'll keep it. Now let's move to option B. If you look at option B, IAM Identity Center doesn't manage access to EC2 hosted web apps or enforce network level restrictions. So this is incorrect. Now let's move to option C. Option C, if you look, Cognito SDK integration requires app level changes, which violates the no modification constraint. So wrong answer. Now let's move to option D. Option D, if you look, Lambda authorizer and proxy setup adds complexity and still requires custom logic outside the application. Wrong answer. We'll lock option A as the right choice. Alright, now let's look at this question. This is all about status code, that is error code of 400 invalid identity token. Option A, if we look, says use the AWS management console to upload the identity provider's new private key to the IAM identity provider configuration. IAM identity provider configuration doesn't accept private keys, only public metadata is used. Incorrect. Now let's move to option B. If you look at option B, AWS IAM doesn't require manual signature uploads. It validates signature using the metadata file. Wrong choice. We'll move to now option C. C says retrieve the updated SAML metadata file from the identity provider. Updating the SAML metadata file ensures AWS can validate assertions using the new signing certificate. Let's keep it. We'll move to now option D. Option D says configure the IAM identity provider in AWS to automatically fetch the new public key using the AWS management console. IAM identity provider configuration doesn't support automatic public key retrieval. We'll reject it and lock option C as the right answer. Alrighty, this is a multiple choice question. We need to select 3 correct answers this time. Option A, if we look, enable server-side encryption using AWS KMS managed keys SSE KMS for S3 bucket that stores CloudTrail logs. SSE KMS encryption secures logs at rest and protects against unauthorized read access. Let's keep this. Now let's move to B. B says apply secure gzip compression to the log files before storing them in S3 bucket. Gzip compression reduces file size but doesn't enforce access control or integrity. Incorrect. Now let's move to option C. C says activate CloudTrail log file integrity validation to detect any unauthorized changes. Integrity validation enables cryptographic verification of logs to detect unauthorized changes. That looks good. We'll move to now D. D says define a least privilege bucket policy on the S3 bucket to restrict access to only required entities. Least privilege access via bucket policy restricts log access and minimizes risk of tampering. That being said, this again looks good. We'll lock option A, C and D as the right answer. So please don't go away. Let's meet in next part of this series. If you want the PDF version including the keyword tricks, please enroll in Diamond membership or above by clicking the join button. Please select the Diamond tab there, then proceed with it. And after you're done enrolling in membership, please do connect with me on LinkedIn at the rate of Cloud Guru Amit or Instagram at the rate of Amit Physique. I'll be happy to help you with the hands-on files as well as the PDF files.